What's going on, guys and girls? How are you doing today? It's Single Roleplay once again. Today I want to present you the final version of the SPECTRE Summoner build that I started about 2 months ago when the league has been just starting. I wanted to reinvent Spectres once again to refresh my memories, because previously I only played Spectres in the Legacy League and a lot of things have changed. Spectres became permanent, more powerful and all of that stuff. I was not really I was very happy how the build turned out. It was very powerful. I cleared all content from level 1 to level 96, completely wiped out everything from the Atlas, Shapers, Elders, Uber Elders, all of that stuff. So I can safely assume that the build is really smooth. It really works really well. I managed to get to pretty decent amount of gear, almost all the gear that I needed for the build to be able to explore everything from the very basics to the very end game. So I want to tell you what's the difference between the previous update and this one. First of all is I decided to incorporate Elemental Equilibrium into the build. And first I want to mention why it was not there from the very beginning. It's a pretty common standard to use Elemental Equilibrium in the minion builds because you are very passive, you run around, and it's easy to apply this debuff with some kind of self-cast or shield charge. And the only reason why I was hesitating on this is because for the most part of the game you don't really need this at this point of the power creep, because there's just enough damage to kill anything without Elemental Equilibrium. The second thing is that several months and patches ago, Grinding in Game stated that they will be nerfing Elemental Equilibrium and making it much harder to use, because right now it's literally 1 point and you're already getting like minus 50 res, 25 res. This is a big debuff and big giant gigantic boost for your damage with literally no investment, just 1 point in some source of non-elemental, the damage of a different type of element. So for now I decided I'm going to use this because it's just very easy to get and it's very powerful. And in order to use this Elemental Equilibrium with the Solar Guards, which I'm using and which I use to defeat Uber Elder, you need some kind of source of non-fire damage somewhere. You can have it on the ring, on the gloves, on the amulet, for example. I had it on the amulet, then I switched to the ring, which gave me more life. So you just need something somewhere which should be non-fire damage. And keep in mind that you should not have any source of added fire damage anywhere on the gear to not mess around with the Elemental Equilibrium for it to work properly. Another thing that I incorporated in the build is this Delve-specific Minion Damage Rings. They somehow dropped off from the build entirely because I was not even aware that we have these things right now. Basically, these are Delve exclusive drops, just like the Spectre chest that we have here, which is +1 Spectre, and these rings roll with the minion increased damage. And previously it was only possible to roll minion movement speed with the essences, but not the minion damage. And this is the only way how you can get minion damage on the rings, is through the Delve drops, is the minion nodes and the minion biomes and the Delves. This is just a random minion node Delve drop. The problem with the rings is this: first of all, they are quite expensive. Another problem with them is, since they are Delve drops, is that they can roll all kind of shit stats on them. It's incredibly hard to get something useful out of them because they mostly roll like garbage. So if you get something like this, it will be very, very nice. It will be very helpful. And this is just like a min-maxing your damage when you really don't give a shit about defenses. If you have your resistances will not really get destroyed after you're gonna use these rings, you can just min-max your damage through the use of these rings as well. Another thing that I incorporated in the build is basically the +1 Spectre chest with the Delve exclusive drop again. Originally the build states that Vis Mortis is there, and I will just separate Vis Mortis into the cheap area and I will separate this chest into the like more expensive area. I will also be replacing all my current gear in the endgame section with the gear that I have right now in the betrayal, because it's pretty optimal right now. I also got a lot of really cool gems on me, like this one, which is life attacking cast speed with hinder on spells. And hinder is really powerful. If you have a couple of this, like this for example, you have like 10% of hinder for your solar guards, which is incredibly strong. They basically just like apply some kind of temp chains, hinder, you know, stuff, and slowing down the enemies. This is quite reliable. Overall, my gems are pretty nice. Chance to blind on hit with a lot of life, cast speed, all of that stuff. So the end game section will change a lot. I also managed to get a pretty decent amount pair of gloves, which allowed me to get stupid amount of dexterity, which allowed me to further remove dexterity from the chest and the helm. The helm is also pretty decent, and even though it's a little far from what I wanted it to be, I wanted to get +2 minion damage life resist helm, but I managed to get this, which is +1 minion damage life resist helm, and this is pretty damn strong. It boosts everything, it boosts skeletons, and I'm quite happy with this. I think I will stop at this. I will try maybe to roll some high level elder helm, but for now this is really like, I'm quite happy with this, honestly. Another important thing that I changed in the build is this, which is level 1 clarity attached in the boots. This is solely to proc our Commander of Darkness. This is quite a common trick to be used on the summoner, because we have generosity aura with anger, which only affects our minions, so none of these auras affect us, except blasphemy elemental weakness. It doesn't really affect us because it affects all the enemies around. So in order to affect us, we need to use some kind of an aura that affects us directly, which is clarity. And I dropped increased duration for the flesh offering and desecrate in order to use this clarity. And this is an absolutely cheap, reliable way to get +20 all res to yourself. If you're lacking resists, I strongly recommend to use clarity, which is like a little trick that help you maintain absolutely absurd amount of resistances. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for watching the video. Your likes and dislikes, especially, as they push me forward even more. If you want to see more content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do daily uploads of role-playing content, be it builds, guides, let's play, stream highlights, and upcoming RPG games. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitch stream to catch me live in action. I do stream daily on working days. I'm a full-time YouTube content creator and a Twitch streamer too, so if you want to support me, you can do it either from Twitch or by PayPal directly from my website angryroleplayer.com. Join my Discord channel too for a place to discuss RPG things offline, as well as follow my Twitter to be notified on any new content. If you want to get extra information like sneak peeks into upcoming videos, plans, different behind-the-scenes footage, you can also join the Unholy Army on Patreon as well, guys. Thank you very much once again for watching, listening to all this. See you soon.